All right, let's start out with... I kind of want to start out with Opie.
Okay. We were talking about him.
Now, Opie has blocked me on Twitter. So, meaning Opie has definitely seen Steel Toe stuff.
Certainly salty.
And this next segment makes me believe that perhaps Opie has Steel Toe on the brain. I believe this video may be at least partially, if not completely, aimed at us.
Okay.
You tell me if I'm crazy. You know, I've been known to think that things were about us that ended up not being about us, like the Burt Kreischer Steve-O exchange.
That's still the greatest disappointment ever.
And you know what's wild about that one is that you had the Steve-O Burt Kreischer thing, where they were talking about this guy from Minnesota. He's a fucking asshole. I know where you live, by the way, you piece of shit. And he talks shit about me and this and that. And we were like, holy shit, we just teased you on a local radio show. How would you have heard about
buddy.
that? Well, turns out they were talking about just some guy on Twitter from Minnesota.
Which makes it so much better.
It makes them look so much shittier that they were obsessing over some guy on Twitter.
At least if it's a show, you could be like, they're dissing me on that show and they have a platform. This asshole is tweeting and I don't like it.
But yeah, at least the one guy has a media format. You know, he has a media platform that he can shit on you from. That's not fun. But the other guy, he's just tweeting.
He's just tweeting.
That's it. So let's get to this Opie clip here, and you guys can decide if any of this whatsoever is being directed at Steel Toe. And thank you, Brown Candy. Here is the Opie, our first Opie clip for today.
The easiest thing to do in 2022 is to hate and to find drama. I mean, that's.
Let's clear our throat. Now, first of all, I do want to give Opie credit for something. We're using a microphone now.
Yeah.
We're not talking into our phone.
But we're holding it way down here. Didn't realize that was over.
Professional broadcaster since he was 18 years old, now has a microphone. These are positive steps. Look, as much as we shit on Opie, I believe you have to give people credit when they make positive developments.
Okay.
And talking into a microphone rather than a phone mic it's a step up.
And it's really great to acknowledge where you're different from everyone else, because you never talk about haters or hate on anything or you know, that's just one of the easiest things that everyone else is doing.
Says the guy who's been shitting on Jimmy, Anthony, and everyone else for the last 8 years. This is my favorite thing about Opie and Zumock and everybody else. No self-awareness. You
didn't hear what you said?
It's beautiful. Opie for the last 8 years has been telling people, God, you're so stupid for being obsessed with the Opie and Anthony show. And then his very next video, he'll go, I would never talk to Anthony again. I fucking hate that guy. Jim's not funny. He's a piece of shit and Sam's a traitor. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought it was sad.
I thought it was a beautiful show, and it was sad that it got ended the way. It's weird how different you feel on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. It's almost like you have your period or something.
That's the way
is that it, Opie? Do you have your menses? Is that what this is? Is it menses time for the Opester?
Are you on the raggin' wagon?
Do we need to get you some Midol? Are we cramping? Watch him. If he goes like this, if he holds his midsection and kind of doubles over a little, we'll know that maybe Opie's menstruating and that we should have a little empathy for the poor guy. Because we all know how these bitches get when they're on the rag. They get all eggy. So I think we should keep an eye.
I mean, that's the way of the podcast world.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say the way of the radio world, but I don't even think we have a radio world anymore.
True.
If you do a podcast,
we do have a radio world. If you're part of the podcast world, Ope, then we do still have a radio world, because almost every radio show on earth has more fans and listeners and viewers than your YouTube live streams get.
Oh, by the way, a lot of them also do a podcast.
Yes.
Of the show, simulcast.
There is that, Ope.
Your whole gig is to find drama and beat up on everybody.
Yeah. It's fun. I love that. I love people who can't do it, because there is a talent involved in watching, reacting, and having funny things to say. Like, Opie couldn't do our devil's advocate bit from the Chad thing.
No.
You watch stuff, you get inspired, and you go with a bit, and it allows you to say funny things, Ope. I mean, that's, again, a guy who's been broadcasting since he was 18 should know the value. And What was Opie and Anthony? Opie and Anthony at its best was a reaction show where you guys would watch a news story or you'd watch something, you'd comment on it, and you'd be fucking hilarious.
Hell, if nothing else, it was a reaction to reacting to Anthony at some points. It's just literally a reaction show.
There is something funny about these people who lament. They're like, the internet, YouTube is just drama now. Well, why do you think that is? It's not because just people decided to start being dramatic. People enjoy it. People have always liked drama, soap operas, pro wrestling, television shows, movies. That's all drama too. You know what I hate about Hollywood? All they make are dramas. People like it.
Well, if they're going to the movie theaters, why would they stop? You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the remakes. Why do they keep remaking these movies? Because you buy the fucking tickets, you moron.
You know how we don't bitch about haters on this program? It's because we think we do a good show and we do a good job. We have lots of fans. You know who bitches about the haters and the drama? People who ain't happy with the amount of fans they got. The fan to hater ratio is a little out of whack. It's 250-50. That's who complains.
I hate all these people going after drama and just doing whatever they get anyone's attention. By the way, the next title of my episode is Why I Hate Anthony from Opie and Anthony podcast. I mean, do you even realize that's all you do is cling on to something else? Like, look, guys, I'm still doing a show.
He's not mad that we do it. He's mad that he's not good at it. I think the more he gets proven that Anthony and Jimmy carried that show, the more desperate and out of touch with reality he gets.
Yeah, because I was going to say, how long has he been in broadcasting? You would think he would have learned by now. You're not good at this.
So let's see if any of this maybe pertains to Steel Toe. Because remember, he did block us. So this means Opie's seen some Steel Toe stuff. He's blocked us. And is anyone doing like Opie content on a regular basis? I think just us.
I don't know
We'll see.
anyone.
World, but I don't even think we have a radio world anymore. If you do a podcast, your whole gig is to find drama and beat up on everybody.
I know, but doesn't that sound fun?
It was in the job description. That's why I applied.
Ooh, that's a bingo. Bingo, how fun. Yes, Opie. I mean, yeah, we talk about the news and we, talk about things that are trending. But yeah, one of our favorite things to do is find what we call lol cows and make fun of them.
Proceed to shit on them.
Shit on them. It's fun.
And I, for one, have pretty much tapped out of that world. I have no desire to do that anymore.
And now here's my next video. Why Jim Norton is a fucking asshole piece of shit.
I pretty much tapped out of that world. I have no desire to be in that world anymore. Now let me talk about these people that I fucking hate.
I tapped out of that world a long time ago. Howard Stern wears a wig. I tapped out of that world a long time ago. Fuck Anthony. He's a racist and I'll never be seen with that piece of shit ever again. Why do people only do hater shit?
I tapped out of that world a long time ago, and I don't look back. I don't live in the past. Opie and Anthony was awesome, and I deserve all the credit.
Wait, that was Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
Now you need to stop being obsessed with a radio show from so long ago. God, I just want to pet my doggy.
Good at it. But I have no desire to do that because I think it's the easiest thing to do now.
Oh, so show us what you're good at.
Yeah. Hey, teach us, master.
Nothing impressive in 2022 than by going on your social media and just hating on something. Look, I'm guilty.
Just say you. Just say you. You don't care that people are out there hating on Brendan Schaub or Stuttering John or anyone else. You care that they hate on you.
Why are these people not giving Elliot Page the attention and respect he deserves?
Exactly.
Of it. I'll still dip my toes in. Good morning, Ope. New sub, fan of the show since O&A days. Thank you.
Don't yell at someone. You better not yell at this guy for being an Opie and Anthony fan.
Well, that would be
Oreo dude. And welcome aboard. Don't be an a-hole. All right?
What a way to welcome a new fan, huh?
Wow. How can you say I only get haters without saying I only get haters?
Yeah.
Don't be an a-hole.
You shouldn't be paranoid that everyone who says hello to you is about to stab you in the stomach, which is where your period cramps are. Like when we get people going, hey, I saw you on Chrissy's show. I loved it. It was great. I'm here to subscribe. We don't go, hey, but don't you be a piece of fucking shit. We always welcome them by saying, hey, welcome in. You're probably going to end up being a piece of shit just like the rest of them. Should be a great time.
That's not a unique podcast. I just wanted to know. Double chin. What the fuck?
How are you skinny with a double chin? I don't get it. And your wife is balding. Oh, I see. We have a unique crossover.
Less a-holes, please. It's easy to hate. It's the easiest thing in the world. There's nothing impressive about it. Even when I throw my dumb hate out there, stick my toes in and go old school and hate on something, I know it's nothing special.
That's where you're wrong, Opie. You see, here on Steel Toe, we take your refuse. We take what you throw in the garbage, your hate. We clean it up and shine it real nice and go, hey, everyone, look at how stupid and self-unaware it is.
Look, man, any turd can be a diamond if you polish hard enough.
We're just finding out today I value Opie's content more than he does.
That's not surprising.
There you go, Ope.
You mean to tell me the guy that's always like, no, I swear I was the one behind the scenes who did everything, doesn't value his own content?
You know that a guy has a serious hater problem when out of nowhere he just starts going, the easiest thing to do on a podcast is just to be a hater and critique people and analyze them. I'm not sitting here saying I'm doing this because it's hard. I said I'm doing it because it's fun.
And because we claim to be good at it.
Yes. And the rising subscriber rate bears that out.
Yep, so far it's working.
When that starts going down, then you can call us a piece of shit.
It's so damn easy.
Yeah.
One guy was trying to make fun of me, right, for my silly videos on the
Here we go.
Could it be?
Now, before we do into this...
Now, again, in the last week, Opie has blocked me on Twitter.
So it could be.
I don't know what I'm going to be more happy about. The day Anthony followed me on Twitter or the day Opie blocked me on Twitter. I don't know which one I'm more proud of.
I could see how you could value them equally for totally different reasons. But I will say it doesn't really look good for you to go, it's so easy to hate on people and talk about drama. Now I'm going to talk about this person hating on me because it's dramatic.
Ready? Here we go. Let's see who he's talking about.
Instagram. So I quickly clicked on his profile. He had one video that had 23 views. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
An Opie show, apparently.
How about you focus on your own content? You have one video with 23 views.
Why is it bothering you so much then?
Because you have one video every day, around 23 views.
I suppose so. Yeah, wouldn't that make him your equal? Just check it. Just checking, buddy.
Hey, dude, don't stoke this guy up. If he doubles his viewership, you are now below him.
You're fucked, Ope.
On a social media app that's all about making videos. And you're making fun of me? I'm like, do you understand how ridiculous that is?
About as
You're
ridiculous.
one of literally millions of people.
But it doesn't bother. It's like the Zumach thing. But it doesn't
bother him.
No. He doesn't think so at all. You want to see what Opie thinks made the Opie and Anthony show so successful?
I'm going to guess it's Opie.
I am willing to guess, and I have not watched this whole thing yet. I am willing to bet that whatever reason Opie comes up with for why the Opie and Anthony show was successful is not the reason the Opie and Anthony show was successful.
Well, I mean, I'd love to hear him say it was because of, Anthony, Patrice O'Neal, or Jim Norton, or I don't know, the people you had around you.
Here's the reason Opie and Anthony was successful. Like Johnny said, you had Patrice, Colin Quinn, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Jim Norton, Anthony Cumia. You literally got the funniest people in the world at one time.
As they were coming up.
In a room together, and they started speaking to each other. That's it. That's the start and the end of it. Some of the funniest people in the world got in a room together and started talking. That's why the Opie and Anthony show was successful. Any other reason he comes up with is going to be a reason to inject himself into why that show was successful. Opie, here's what you did for O&A. You found Anthony and you hired Jimmy.
And you kept your head down.
That's it. And then you got jealous of that. And then you blew it up. I mean, Anthony helped, but it's a black lady's fault.
My whole life, I try to be special. And in a lot of ways, I am.
Not the ways you want, though.
I mean, it's autism, but still, it's special. Not as special as it used to be.
By the way, that first emission there, you didn't need to, we knew.
But my whole life, I try to be special. So if everyone's zigging, I try to zig. And that's
true. Actually, he's right there. We have to give Opie credit where credit is due. When everyone else is trying to be really interesting and do a comedy show with good equipment and decent sound, He does his show in a room full of echoes with a shitty microphone while doing nothing of any interest.
Zag.
He's zagging. Everyone else is competing in this really ultra-crowded podcast space to try and gain an audience, and Opie's just saying, fuck it, let's see how low we can get this number to go. He is a zagger.
How many of my own fans can I drive off before I die?
While the rest of us are trying to gain more fans.
There you go.
He's a zagger. I'm a zigger.
My zigger.
My zigger.
Oh, God, there's a shirt.
That's a great life lesson for anybody. If everyone's zigging and you're sitting there going, why am I not the, more
Opie, enough projection and reading your diary on the air. What did we say about this?
popular, or why am I not the greatest? It's because everyone's doing the same fucking thing.
Oh, way to prove your
Even
point.
with Opie and Anthony, when we got into it, everyone was zigging, and me and Ant were like, fuck that, we're going to zag, motherfuckers.
Are you kidding? Like, look, again, would not be here if it wasn't for the Opie and Anthony show. But you came up in the post-Stern era where everyone was doing a shock jock radio show.
Including you guys.
And you guys did a shock jock radio show in Opie. Again, you got the funniest people alive in a room, and they spoke while you pushed buttons. Maybe that's why he wants to say that's why Opie and Anthony was successful.
I pushed the buttons.
Because he doesn't want to be the guy who has to admit, I pushed the buttons while really funny people spoke.
I'm pretty sure we came to that conclusion a long time ago.
But he didn't. He says it's because they zagged when everyone was zigging. That's right. When everyone else was trying to mimic the Howard Stern show, they didn't do a shock jock show. They did public relations and politics.
Bowling for behave. Another thing, Opie, I don't know if you've ever been a salesman, but it doesn't work for your pitch if you're like, oh, you got to zig. Instead. So why am I not, growing up like everyone else? I got to do something different like you're doing. Oh, that's not working. How's that fame going?
Opie, if this is your zag, I mean, the fact that you have to position your head while being mindful of where the sun comes up so it doesn't fuck up your video, I don't know if that's as much zagging as you need to be doing.
All right, maybe it's my motor control issues, but I'm a little jealous of that. He is good at it.
You know what else it is?
He's cock-blocked that sun.
He's not good at shitting on people. So he's mad at all the channels like ours and other ones that shit on people and make fun of people because we can still be funny and not get angry when we do it. He's a silly, washed-up rage monster who's not good at shitting on people and has never been good at coming up with a funny bit. So now he just sits there. Ironically, he's angry and shitting on and hating on the people who are shitting on and hating on people. It's a beautiful loop he's fallen into.
And he has no idea on how bad it looks.
He greets new fans by saying, don't become an asshole. Opie.
And we zagged.
That's not why the Opie and Anthony show was successful.
See, this is where I'd love to go on like Anthony Akumia's show and just be like, hey, so I heard your success was all because you zagged. Your thoughts?
I hear it's because you're a filthy zagger, Kumia. What do you think? What's that? How do you feel? I mean, I feel like Ray Kroc talking to Nick Offerman in The Founder, where you're talking to one of the McDonald's brothers, and he goes, they go, why didn't you just copy what we did? He goes, because I needed that thing that makes McDonald's separates itself from everything else, that magic thing that they have. And Nick Offerman, who's one of the McDonald's brothers, goes, and what's that? He goes, see, you don't even know what it is. Like, I feel like I'm talking to Opie, and Opie's like, oh, yeah, why this Opie and Anthony show was successful. And he goes, we zagged when we should have zigged. I want to look at him and go, see, you don't even know what that special thing is that you had, which is, again, Burr, DePaulo, CK, Kelly, Quinn, Voss, Cumia, Norton, all of these people in the same room just being funny. That's what made it special.